Hello everyone, this is Kaiser War here, and this is my top 5 favorite Pokemon Volume 2. Now I know it feels kind of redundant to constantly say, yeah, top 5 Pokemon Volume 1, top 5 Pokemon Volume 2, 3, so on and so forth. But I just wanted to just make an excuse to talk about my favorite Pokemon in the series, and why not? I like making these top 5 lists, so without further ado, and not to drag out this intro any longer, let's get into my top 5 favorite Pokemon Volume 2. Being one of my favorite bug-type Pokemon outside of Heracross, Volcarona is just a beast of a bug, even if rock-type moves aren't its best friend. Volcarona is known as the Sun Pokemon and has been known to show up during harsh winters to save others, or to act as a replacement of the sun itself during heavy volcanic ash, which I very much like the idea of this. This big moth-like Pokemon burning so hot and shining so bright that it can even save others. Volcarona also has a fairly decent moveset, though it's more diverse type options like Poison Jab and Wild Charge are physical moves and don't exactly take advantage of its huge special stats. I honestly would have given it Sludge Bomb and Thunderbolt as replacements, but hey, I'm not Game Freak. Another sad thing about Volcarona is the way you get it. You must evolve a Larvesta, its weaker pre-evolution, to level 64 on top of a slow leveling rate, which definitely isn't worth it. And the only way to catch a Volcarona without the hassle is the single catch in Pokemon Black and White 2, select in-game locations in Sword and Shield, and through an SOS battle in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. So Volcarona isn't exactly the easiest Pokemon, or one of the more available Pokemon to obtain, even though it's one of my favorites. When it's introduced in Pokemon Black and White, there's literally no way you'll be able to get it before the end of the game, so yeah. So when I played Pokemon Y for the very first time, I never really thought too much about Hawlucha. And it was like that for years until I managed to cop Pokemon Ultra Moon, is which I fell in love with the little guy. Hawlucha has fairly decent stats and a good move pool on top of being a Pokemon you can get rather early in the games you can find it in, such as Pokemon X and Y or Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. If that wasn't enough, it also has one of the strangest yet most fitting signature moves in the entire game, Flying Press. Now, Flying Press is a fighting type move that actually does both flying and fighting type damage at the same time, which is actually pretty unique, is that it's the only move in the entire series to have dual typing damage. And it references its user very well in that Hawlucha is both a flying and fighting type. They even buffed it when Gen 7 came around from 80 base power to 100 base power, which is actually pretty good and actually gives Hawlucha more power to work with. All in all, I am glad that I gave Hawlucha a chance all those years ago, and I'm happy to know that it's become one of my all-time favorite Pokemon. The year was 2013, and Pokemon X and Y was very close to coming out, showing off a 3D Pokemon adventure on the go, but also a brand new region and a new type, Fairy, which could also stand toe-to-toe with the almighty Dragon type, with not only a new Fairy type legendary coming in the form of Xerneas, but we also get a few older Pokemon being given the typing, such as Azumarill, the Gardevoir line, the Togepi line, the Cleffa line, so on and so forth. So when they revealed the existence of Sylveon, a new evolution that would take advantage of this new Fairy type, I was excited until I saw the design, and it kind of soured me on the Pokemon at first. But hell, I like Eevee, and I like to give Pokemon many chances, so why not? And so when I finally got Sylveon through the Pokemon Amiibo mechanic, which is actually a pretty interesting use for that mechanic to get you this Pokemon, I never regretted it since. Once doped up on Pokemon Amiibo junk, Sylveon just becomes a tank that can wreck anything. I also find it cute that it will also wrap its ribbon feelers around its trainer's arm as they walk together, which allows it to also read their trainer's feelings, which I kind of like. I guess in a way, Sylveon taught me not how to judge a Pokemon by looks alone, because, like, damn, I really dig this Pokemon, and maybe outside of Vaporeon, it has become my favorite evolution. And hey, look at that! Sylveon and Hawlucha are next to each other in the Kalos Pokedex. What luck. Seriously, that was a real coincidence. I wasn't actually expecting to do that. Now, I won't lie, I never exactly knew about Poipol's existence until just before Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon came out. I thought, hey, this alien Pokemon looks cute, and hell, I wanted to get one, so when or where can I obtain one? Now, when I finally played the game and had it in my hands, my happiness was immediately shattered as Poipole can only be obtained by the characters Solaria in Ultra Sun or Dulce in Ultra Moon at Ultra Megaopolis at level 40. At the end of the game, by the time you probably have obtained a Pokemon around in the 50s. Poipole, on top of his frailty, has a very slow leveling rate, which means in order to even evolve it into Naganadel, you have to have the Poipole relearn Dragon Pulse through the move tutor, but even that might take a while, and Naganadel is not exactly the most bulkiest Pokemon, but enough about those two. Let's just talk about the little guy. Let's just talk about Poipole, the little guy. Now, I don't know exactly why I like this Pokemon so much. I think it's because I personally like the design of this poison alien baby dragon. It's become one of my favorite designs in all of Gen 7. I also like the idea of Poipole being a starter Pokemon for those who live in Ultra Megaopolis. Like the fact that the concept of a starter Pokemon even exists with folks from another dimension where Pokemon, aka the Ultra Beast, are practically more alien than the actual alien Pokemon Deoxys is a nice peek as to how Ultra Space works. While it's a shame that you get Poipole so late in the game, I really wanted to use it and evolve it, even if I had to have an empty spot reserved the entire game up to that point. You know, an empty slot. After Ultra Necrozma? Yeah, don't even get me started on all that. But yeah, I really like Poipole, and I'm happy I managed to evolve into Naganadel and have it join my team. Poipole's just a really cute design. I'm glad to see it. And to cap off this list, we have one of the Tao trio and the mascot legendary for Gen 5's Pokemon Black and White, Reshiram, who is the representative of truth. Now, Reshiram is just one of those cooler looking legendaries to me. This feathery white majestic dragon, and also has a goddamn jet engine for its tail. It's honestly one of the rawest things Pokemon has ever done, and while I'm not a fan of this fluff here as it looks like a penis, the rest of its design looks pretty damn cool to me. Reshiram definitely doesn't screw around. It is said that it could just straight up burn down entire kingdoms because the folks gave up on truth in exchange for greed. You better not be caught lying or being shady or Reshiram will F you up. But in all seriousness here, it's cool that Black and White essentially forces you to catch the legendary mascot and gives you the option to fight in and then Ghetsis with it. And it doesn't make me feel guilty to keep a legendary throughout the post-game. And sorry, Haxorus, even though I trained you from an Axew all the way to a Fracture to a Haxorus, I love you, man, but this is Reshiram. I kind of have to find a cooler dragon here. And I'm definitely not a fan of his piss-poor excuse for a shiny Pokemon design, because honestly, I would have made Zekrom and Reshiram swap colors for their shiny forms, but whatever. All in all, with a cool design, god-tier moveset, and a great story significance, and a sick name as well, Reshiram is one of my favorite legendaries even to this day. And with that, that ends Volume 2 of my top 5 favorite Pokemon. I definitely plan on continuing with this little series here, because I definitely like sharing my favorite Pokemon, and there's a lot. There's 800 plus Pokemon now, so I have plenty to talk about. And technically, alternate forms and regional variants do count as, I'm counting them as separate Pokemon whenever I get down to that point, so if I decide to. But without further ado, I'm going to end the video. Peace, everyone, and I hope all y'all have a great day.